What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and in this video I'm going to give you guys 3 awesome bicep tricep supersets. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys 3 arm supersets, and you can do this all as one workout in itself, where it's just going to be 3 supersets. It's going to be 3 exercises for biceps, 3 exercises for triceps at the end of it. But basically what I'm going to be doing is supersetting triceps with biceps, showing you 3 different variations that you guys can do. You can just implement these into your current arm workout, or you can just use all of these exercises and make it your new arm workout. So I'm going to get right into this right now. I'm on a flat bench. So what I'm going to be starting off with, the first superset is going to be a close grip bench press with, and then I'm going to stand up, I'm going to grab the bar, and I'm just going to do regular barbell curls. I do want to give you guys a couple of tips for both of these because I see them done wrong a lot. So with a close grip bench, one thing you got to remember is that you don't want your hands too close. A lot of times when guys are doing close grip bench, they end up bringing their hands way in here, and then at the top, their wrists are in a bad position. At the bottom, their wrists are in a horrible position, and also they're putting too much stress on their shoulder. So the first thing you want to remember is that when you're doing close grip bench, you want to be just at shoulder width. So point your arms straight up in the air. That is where you're going to be gripping this bar. Right here, that's going to be where you are. And then the next thing that you want to remember is that you want this bar to always be directly above your elbow. You don't want to bring your elbow down and bring this bar up towards your chest right here, because this is going to be putting way too much pressure on your elbow joint, and then also working your anterior deltoid way more than your tricep. So what you want to do instead is you want to actually bring this bar down lower on your body as you bring the bar, like as you lower the bar down, and that still down there is directly above my elbow. Press this up, and then as my elbows raise up, the bar stays directly above it. So it's going to look like this, with this bar actually coming almost down to my middle abs, almost to my belly button, pressing back up, and this is going to be working my tricep a hell of a lot better than if I were to just kind of do this, and that right there even hurts my elbow a little bit. I'm going to bring this bar down, keeping it above your elbow, pressing back up, squeezing your tricep, back down, squeezing your tricep. You're going to do that for, you can go for 10 to 12 reps. And then stand up, come behind this bar, step forward, bring this bar off here, and then with a barbell curl, what you also don't want to do is this. Just swing this weight with your lower back, end up hurting yourself. You really want to focus on form here. If this does get too heavy, maybe have 2 10s on it rather, and then you can take 1 10 off. This might get even a little heavy for me, but we'll see how it goes. You're going to stand right here, and then instead of swinging, you want to actually control this weight up, squeezing at the top, back down twice as slow as you curled it up, just like this. Twice as slow down, back up. Gives you an idea of the correct form with it. You just want to make sure. If I were to actually be doing an arm workout right now, I would have 2 10s on this. I would take 1 10 off after I did the close grip bench. That way I can make sure I have good form over everything. But that's going to be the first superset. You can do that for 3, 4 sets. You can start your workout with it, you can end your workout with it, or you can just make this the first part of it and then do the 2 supersets that are up next. So let's get into those. Okay, the second superset is going to be a skull crusher with a inner grip easy bar curl. Same thing, I want to give you guys a couple form tips for these. It's another great superset, but it can be cheated very easily if you just have bad form. So with a skull crusher, a lot of times you see guys bringing the weight right here and thinking that this is their starting position. This is not your starting position. This is a rest right here. This is a 1 second cheated rest every single time. Instead, what you want to do is bring this back just a little bit, and right here my triceps are already being worked. So this is going to be your starting position. You're going to bring this weight down, keeping your elbow in the exact same spot the whole time. Get that full stretch, arms at 90 degrees, almost to where you're touching your head but not resting. Squeeze, flexing your triceps, and then you're going to drive that weight outward, keeping your elbow in the same spot. This is going to be back to starting position. You're not bringing it right here. Bringing it right here, back into the next rep, getting that stretch on your tricep, driving it up, flexing out, getting that peak contraction. Same thing, keeping your elbow in the same spot the whole time, really focusing on that mind muscle connection with your triceps, driving that weight out away from you. So you do 10-12 reps of those. You're going to come back to this. You're going to grab this with the inner grip, and the inner grip is going to work more of the outer head, the long head, and that's just by your shoulders being internally rotated. That's going to work the inner head, whereas if you had your arms out, it would work the short head. So you're going to work your outer long head with the inner grip. You're going to bring this weight right here. Make sure your shoulders are in one spot right here. You're going to curl this weight up, getting that squeeze at the top, lowering it twice as slow, squeezing it, lowering it twice as slow, and then at the bottom what you don't want to do is just rest this weight. You don't just want to lose tension, lose your contraction. You want to keep it a little tense down there, squeeze that weight up, back down twice as slow, squeeze the weight up. And another thing is you don't want to roll your elbows forward. That way if my elbows are directly under my hands, I'm not working my biceps anymore, I'm just resting this weight. So you want to keep your elbows back, down, curl up, elbows in the same spot, down, curl up, elbows in the same spot, down. Do that as many times, 10, 12. And that's going to be the second superset. Okay, so for the third and final superset, we've been starting the supersets with triceps first. The last one, I like to switch it up. I like to start with biceps to burn them out, and then end with triceps since we just hit triceps first twice. This one is going to be alternating dumbbell curls, which is a great bicep exercise to work both heads of the bicep, and then dumbbell kickbacks, which is a great exercise to work a lot of the long head, but also just work all three heads of the tricep as well. So with alternating dumbbell curls, this is another one that I see done wrong a lot, just because guys go too heavy and they end up swinging this weight and looking like this, and this is not doing shit right here. Instead, what you want to do, stop that little bounce that you got with your knee, and instead what you want to do is really focus on strict form. Main thing is keeping that elbow in the same position the whole time, not bringing it forward, not bringing it back. You want to keep it right in the same spot. Curl this weight up. You want to supinate your wrist, which means twist your wrist upward. That way you're going to get that peak contraction. There's a big difference between that and that. Big difference right there. You want to make sure you're keeping that elbow in the same spot, curling up, supinating that wrist, getting that peak contraction, going twice as slow down. Same thing with the other side. Elbow in the same spot, supinating the wrist. Strict form. Bring that elbow down, curling all the way up, twice as slow down. We can go 10 to 12 reps of this. And then after that, you're gonna go straight into dumbbell kickbacks. Dumbbell kickbacks. I've been saying this about every single exercise that I see it done wrong a lot. I do see all of them done wrong a lot, but this exercise, what you see, when you think of dumbbell kickback, you think this, right here. And you see people doing this all the time. Main issues, stop bringing it all the way up here. That's doing nothing but just creating momentum from here to here. You wanna stop with the weight right here, but then also what you wanna do is, instead of having your elbow like this, drive that elbow back. Drive that elbow up as high as you can. That way, when you start right here, it is pure tension on your tricep from there to there. There's a big difference between right here, where you're not really doing much. You're going from A to B, but you're not contracting and shortening that tricep muscle. Instead, drive that elbow up. Make this your starting position. Drive your weight back as much as you can. Get that peak contraction of your tricep. And then when you bring this weight back down, stop at 90 and drive it back up. And this is a dumbbell kickback instead of this. So do that, make sure you're doing it with both arms. Same thing, drive that elbow up, push it back, stop at 90, push it back, stop at 90. Right there is a dumbbell kickback. And what you're gonna find is that you have to go a lot lighter than you probably did prior to that, because it's actually proper form. The biceps and the triceps are very small muscle groups. People think that you have to use big weight to grow your biceps and triceps. Not the case at all. If you ever saw me in the gym doing any kind of bicep curls, any kind of tricep exercises, or shoulders, anything like that, I'm going lighter because those aren't big muscle groups. They don't need big weights to grow. Stuff like chest, back, legs, those need heavy days. Arms don't need heavy days. They are small muscle groups. So in order to completely burn out those smaller muscle groups, you need to use smaller weights with proper form, and that is when you're going to start seeing more consistent growth from the exercises and just the work that you're putting in, and it's gonna start feeling like you're not wasting your time in the gym anymore, because you're actually gonna start seeing progress. So try out these 3 arm supersets. Like I said, you can do these as one workout all together, or you can just implement a couple of these tips into your current workouts, a couple of these exercises, maybe one of these supersets into your current arm day, whatever it might be. If you guys learned anything from this video, took any tips, if you liked it, please click that thumbs up button below this video. Leave the comments in the comment section. Any questions, concerns, videos that you guys want me to cover, leave them in the comment section. And then last but not least, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button below. That way you're not missing out on any future videos. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.